Hello and welcome to another package of our weekly tonic, the Sunday magazine. I am Mariam George Jitbo. On today's episode, we shall be bringing to your viewing delight update on flooding at Dogon Gada and most influential Gbagi Award ceremony, as well as our regulars entertainment news and weekly news wrap. Do stay. The program continues in just a moment. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says the current challenges facing the nation are only temporary, assuring Nigerians that better days are in the offing. The president said this during an audience with a delegation of Southwest Muslim leaders led by Rasaki Oladejo at the State House, while promising to do his best to improve the economy in the interest of citizens. The president said Nigerians have to believe in one country. The president noted that the policies and programs of his administration are aimed at achieving a fairer, better, and honest. He pointed out that in the history of successful nations, there is nothing more vital than the leadership of a nation taking difficult decisions at the right time and for the right reasons. The president declared that the subsidy regime was a huge burden that was leading the nation and sub-nations to a situation where they would have had no money to work with. He commended the leaderships for their prayers and support, assuring them that his administration is determined to empower the youths with skills and create an enabling environment for them to prosper. The president of the Southwest Ummah, Razaki Oladejo, in the company of the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, commended President Tinubu for his courage in removing the petroleum subsidy and for initiating necessary, even if difficult, reforms. And now to the pulpit. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in time of trouble. This was at the sermon taken from Psalm 46 at the First Baptist Church during its annual Revival 2023 service. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, who was at the event, reports that the guest pastor, Reverend Igo Yebeburu, says Christians should put their trust in God and experience heavenly supernatural strength.
It was a soul-lifting service at the First Baptist Church during its annual revival service tagged Supernatural Strength. Acting senior pastor of the church, Reverend Tom Takpatore, said, God has not changed, will not change, and he has not lost any strength through ages. He enjoined Christians to always look up to God in every situation.
God's power is able to resolve whatever situation we have in our lives and we find ourselves. And so as individuals, we can trust God. As a nation, we can trust God. As families, we can trust God.
Guest pastor Reverend Igor Yegbeburu, who delivered the sermon, said, certainly trials will come, but Christians should surrender, ask for fresh filling of Holy Spirit, and wait in expectation for the manifestation of God's power.
The presence of God is real, and it will bring a mighty change and mighty turnaround in our country, Nigeria. If we would just believe that and trust Him, we will see it.
The congregation prayed for the new dispensation and the country for God's supernatural intervention.
Thank you, Hadiza, for that spiritual message. Meanwhile, the senior pastor of Jesus Praised Evangelical Ministries, Pastor Femi Oke, has underscored the need for Nigerian Christians to heed the order of Jesus Christ on making greater change in the nation through their works. Hadiza Godwin Ebune again was at the 2023 convention of the church tagged Greater Work and brought back this report.
It was an atmosphere of outpouring love and gratitude to God for His grace and gift of life at the 5th edition of the annual convention and Thanksgiving service of Jesus Praised Evangelical Ministries, as Christians came in their numbers to give thanks to God for a successful convention. Senior pastor of the church, Pastor Femi Oke, in his message, points out the different changes that brings greatness into the lives of Christians.
When you have a life, you have a spirit, you have a power, you walk in man, manifest greater works, and you begin to change things. Because everywhere Jesus went, he was doing good. So by the time we have that life and have that spirit and have that power, we can transform our society, make our country better, and change our own lives as well.
Visiting Pastor Prophet Jacob Babalola advised that everyone should be hopeful as tomorrow will be better. He urged Christians to be prayerful as many battles are won through prayers.
I implore every Christian to be a great, to increase their faith and be endure endurance and be honest and be obedient to every word of God, as our Lord Jesus Christ was obedient even down to the cross.
The clerics urged Nigerians, especially Christians, to continue to be involved in peace and nation-building initiatives which they are known for.
And away from religious matters, against the backdrop of sustained sensitization of communities prone to flooding in the nation's capital, the FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, says this weekend's flooding at Dogon Gada, which claimed the life of a resident, is the result of lack of adherence to caution. Onotu Yakubu was at the location of the disaster for a situation reports.
This road barricade erected alongside caution signs exists at both ends of Dogon Gada flood vulnerable portion to control movement and prevent road users from risk whenever it rains and there is running water. Beyond that, local divers, vanguards and volunteers such as Donald Numbe are usually on standby after every heavy downpour to caution travelers through the roads. He told me that these efforts, however, did not deter the victim of last Friday's flash flooding as he forced his way through against wiser counsels.
When we came out with barricade, so many people came out, more than 50 cars were parked, both the incoming and the outgoing with barricade, so they were standing, waiting until when we now opened the barricade before they were now coming. He came down and used his leg to measure the water. He said his bike would cross it. We said, don't go inside. He now forced himself into the water. So if you can see this place here, this is the main force of the water here. Reaching here, his bike now off. That was when he came down from the bike. Instead to leave the bike, he started dragging the bike with the water. So the water moved with the bike. He didn't leave the bike. That was when they now moved him.
Director of Forecasting, Response and Mitigation, FEMA, Florence Wenejeme, says the agency has for years consistently intensified sensitization on flooding across the territory with special attention on Dogon Gada in Lokogoma district because of its vulnerable nature as a slopey valley with caution signs permanently stationed for reminder.
The sad incident of Friday is one of the disasters that we call avoidable disasters. It could have been avoided. It can be averted. It can be prevented. If he had listened to the people that asked him to stop. We have our volunteers and some of our officers that were on duty here. They beckoned on him and asked him to stop. So we are pleading with them to please listen to our warnings and stay away from running waters.
It will be recalled that the Global Day of Disaster Risk Reduction was observed a week ago with focus on harnessing inclusiveness and collective action for future resilience.
A sad one there. There's need for everyone to adhere to safety rules. Moving on, Ogun State Indigenous Forum has held its biannual gathering of the Omo Ogun residing in Abuja. The group promotes the interests, welfare, progress, and general well-being of the people of Ogun State living in the Federal Capital Territory. Moses Kuye has more.
A biannual meeting of the Ogun State Indigenes living in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, with this year's theme, Building a Stronger Relationship with Cultural Strength, a Pathway to Greatness.
Which began with a youth program, friendly football match between our state and the Lagos state.
Secretary, Ogun State Indigenous Forum Abuja elaborates on the extent of work done during the Ogun Week.
Be alive to witness the growth and development, and in particularly the innovation across all the units of Ogun State Indigenous Forum Abuja.
Pixels Computers Oke Udeogo stressed the need for unity among Nigerians, taking example from Ogun State Indigenes.
It's to Nigerians that we should allow ourselves to mingle and associate more freely.
The public relations officer of the association highlights the various prospects of the organization.
And in that 5-year programs, there are agricultural programs that we have over 20 hectares of land. So we are going to ensure that some of our youth that are jobless here, instead of roaming the streets, should go into agricultural projects there. We have real estate development plan where we are building for our members who can procure or who can buy the land and build on their own.
The patrons also tasked the hierarchy to do more for the sake of the growth of the association.
Build higher on what we have started. They should do more to it because we are growing in population and there are higher demand.
Thank you, Moses, for that report. With the aim to help the needy and help one another to grow, Bello Foundation for Humanity has provided palliatives, which include food and free medical treatment. Aisha Abdullahi has more on that.
The rising urge to help humanity has become the concern of various non-governmental organizations that complement government efforts and have the love to see the growth of Nigerians. Under Bello Foundation Empowerment for Humanity, Oyekilomi Bello re-emphasized the need to help each other grow as he promised to provide free education, essential health care, and give a helping hand to the needy.
Wealth comes with knowledge. As long as you are very educated, you will know how to make wealth. And there we will give classes and things that would make us know about wealth creation, wealth acquisition, and all of those stuff to our young entrepreneur and all of these people.
He has come up with his foundation to touch so many lives. Economic growth, economic development is a collective effort.
Members expressed joy, saying they are optimistic that with partnership from other non-governmental organizations, adequate funding will alleviate poverty in Nigeria. Beneficiaries, on the other hand, could not hide their excitement.
The desires of people met in a manner that befits a good and well societal personality who wants the good and the interests of people met, and people that are most especially less privileged and challenged brought out of their condition and make them happy.
Giving me food to eat, so I'm very grateful.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be a part of this foundation.
The foundation hopes to empower lives through innovation and opportunity.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Copy! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go, go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Graduates of the College of Theology, Abuja, have been charged to see the possibilities of advancing in life spiritually and in all ramifications. Deborah Gazaji-Michael reports that more than 50 students of the seminary were presented with certificates in their various disciplines.
are students who made the choice to set apart themselves for the propagation of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Patrick Yada from Tafawa Balewa, Bauchi State, was among the graduates to have received the calling to be part of the 2023 set of Light Ambassadors.
When I received my calling, pushed me to begin to ask God for direction. Where do you want me to go and get the knowledge that I need? And then I got the conviction by the result of what I saw in the life of people. The life is the best ground.
Shining the light, we need to shine it in all aspects of our lives, and particularly in the area of ministry. And I would like to shine it more in the children ministry.
The grace of their calling, rector of the seminary college said, mandated them to let their light shine before men as they remain transformation agents.
I charge them to be the light wherever they are. The essence of light is very, very important. Life is all about responsibility. Life is all about task. And the moment you are ready, God is ready.
The incoming rector of the college was also celebrated at the event, which was a landmark achievement of the institution.
Congratulations to the graduates. Akwa Ibom community in Abuja called for revitalization of Nigeria's rich cultural heritage. Stakeholders made the appeal at the maiden edition of its Women Conference tagged Redefining the Mindset of Women for Greater Responsibilities. Again, Deborah Gazajimaika has more on the sight and sound of the events.
It was the grand finale of the maiden edition of the Akwa Ibom Women Community Conference here in the FCT. The 4-day event was at the Akwa Ibom House Central Business District. Tuesday's event featured training for women on soap making, while on Wednesday the women were taught facial makeup and tying of gele. The event focused on redefining the mindset of women for greater responsibilities, motivated participants to rise to the challenge of the economic reality and make a difference in their various endeavors.
Trying to fine-tune the mind of our women to fit into the new society by ensuring that they can stand on their own, they can have something doing.
It has really enlightened the women. I'm happy. At least we have been able to bring out talents and
Special guest of honor, Commissioner for Women Affairs, Akwa Ibom State, Ini Adi Akpan, says she is impressed by 21st century women who are determined to see the socio-economic turnaround of their families, even as she further encouraged the women to always seek wisdom from God on how to manage time.
I expect the women to think positively.
Pocket of things that ordinary I will have only seen them when I travel home.
I want to commend our women for what they are doing now. In fact, you can see in all spheres of life, our women are coming up, even in governance.
The march past and fashion parade was another mind-blowing performance by the women.
That empowering them to continue doing what they were trained, it will be a waste.
The event climaxed with awards of members for their immense contributions to the growth of the community.
Congratulations.
Meanwhile, the indigenous people of Gbagi are asking for adequate compensation, which should not be based on only monetary values, but first to be integrated into the community and master plan of the FCT. The appeal came to the fore at the maiden edition of the Most Influential Gbagi People Awards, where sons and daughters of the land were honored, while some were posthumously awarded for their contributions. Sarafina Umekwe has more on that.
The Gbaggis exist across 5 states of the Federation: Kogi, Abuja, Niger, Kaduna, and Nasarawa states, have rolled out drums of honor and joy to celebrate their sons and daughters who have contributed significantly to the development of Gbagi Nation. Keeping a record of all they have done in the past breeds hope of inspiration to the younger generation.
It is good to appreciate those who have done good to the development of a people, not only the Gbagi Nation.
It is our prayer that the government, as it is, should re-examine the approach that they are taking in the process of giving these token appointments and the rest of them for the Gbagi people and indeed the indigenous people in the Federal Capital Territory.
Chairman and guest speaker at the event said it was worth celebrating their heroes who distinguished themselves and charged the people to sustain the unity that has helped in building a peaceful federal capital city.
If you check the history of the development of Nigeria, you would notice that development always comes around the Gbagi people. And because they have a very enlightened nature, they do not have problems coexisting with others.
I've never really had a united front actually in pursuing our plight, and I strongly believe that the only means we can actually get what we want is by coming together.
The Gbagi magazine reviewer and launcher appealed to the federal government to be mindful of the sacrifices the people have made and oblige them with commensurate advantages like citizens in other parts of the country.
Except for the purpose of public overriding interest, there is no need moving any settlement away to bring in another Nigeria.
The occasion rekindled memories of late heroes who left indelible footprints in the sands of time in ways of awards in various categories.
It's an honor to stand here on behalf of our family. I'm the 6th.
I felt very elated, and I encourage others to do their work.
The organizers of the event say the concept is to help the governments grow the Nigeria of our dreams. The maiden edition of the most influential Gbagi in Nigeria Awards had its theme, Unity in Gbagi Nation.
Talking unity there. Now let's bring you entertainment news.
Entertainment news this week. Lovers of the movie Before 30 in 2015 can rest easy as their favorites are currently on set for the production of its 4th sequel, After 30. After 30, we still follow the lives of 4 modern women living in the city of Lagos and their lives after the age of 30. Before 30 told the story of these women in Lagos as they struggle with the pressures of getting married before they turn 30, from society and culture, their peers and family members. However, a release date is yet to be announced, and to awards ahead of its 12th edition in November 2023, the African International Film Festival (AFRIFF) has announced 11 Nollywood actors will receive awards for their outstanding performances in films released over the past year. The remarkable actors and actresses will receive their special honors sponsored by MTN during the AFRIFF Globe Awards night. The honors list include Chioma Chukwuka in Gangs of Lagos, Richard Mofedamijo in The Black Book, Kunle Remi in Anikolabo, Chidi Mokeme in Shantytown, Blossom in The Trade, and Iniedo in Shantytown. AFRIFF is scheduled to take place in Lagos State from November 5th to November 11th. And to new additions, Nollywood actor Stan Nze and his wife Blessing Nze have announced the birth of their first child, a baby boy. The happy news was announced on the actor's Instagram page on Friday, October 20th, 2023. Nze posted a heartwarming carousel of pictures taken at the hospital to his page, the first of which was a picture of their hands. Nze shared the name of their bundle of joy fawning over their newborn. His caption read, Jadin Chimebuka Nzediwe, gift of love and absolute joy, precious, charming, shining, our bundle of joy from heaven above, our first fruit, welcome home, son. The Nzes announced that they were expecting on their second wedding anniversary dated September 11th, 2023. There are currently 65 reggae albums being considered for potential nomination in the Best Reggae Album category at the 66th Grammy Awards, which will be held at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles on Sunday, February 4th, 2024. Among the notable contenders and the top nominees for the 2024 Grammys will be unveiled on Friday, November 10th, 2023.
Here is our weekly news wrap with Sandra Akeme.
Good evening, and good to have you join us on the weekly news wrap segment. I am Sandra Akeme. Now, from our top stories, President Bola Tinubu sworn in and inaugurated 3 more ministers into the Federal Executive Council. Meanwhile, appointments into various sectors and parastatals. And to eradicate poverty in the country, the federal government launched the renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Scale-up program. And beyond renewing the hope of Nigerians, President Tinubu directed the Minister of Information to institute a national discourse to facilitate its goal. The president as well called for the strengthening of cross-sectorial partnership between Nigeria and the European Union. Now, administration will be fair to all, irrespective of religious and political affiliations. This was when he received in audience members of Abuja National Mosque Management Committee. He also received the Nigerian Customs Service and again pledged support in fulfilling its mandate. The message again that 30-kilometer roads will be constructed across the 6 area councils of the territory. Federal Capital Territory Administration expressed gratitude to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for his efforts at getting approval of the President for the establishment of FCTA Civil Service Commission and Women Affairs Secretariats. Thank you for having a good time with us on this week's weekly news wrap. It's back to the news.
Many thanks, Sandra. Let's now join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
Super Eagles of Nigeria is valued at 551.60 million to be ranked the most valuable national team in Africa and 10th in the world. The 2013 African champions posted the latest ranking on the official X handle. The Nigeria senior national team are the only African team in the top 10 ranking of the world football. The 3 in Spain claiming the 5th position with 811 million. Super Eagles in November will face Lesotho and Zimbabwe in the race to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The 91st bout at middleweight to Khamzat Chimaev on Saturday. In the first round, Chimaev's advantage was tangible. He sat on his opponent's back for almost the whole round. However, in the next 2 rounds, everything was not so clear. It seems that 2 out of 3 referees favored Chimaev for the first round, 29-27, 29-27, and 28-28. For the legendary Kamaru Usman, this was the 3rd consecutive defeat. Before that, he lost twice to Leon Edwards in the battle for the title. The Nigerian's last win was almost 2 years ago. It should be noted that Usman, for the sake of this fight, changed weight category and received an to fight with Chimaev only 10 days before going into the octagon. This is due to the injury of Paulo Costa, who was supposed to oppose Chimaev. With Sports Brief.
And with sports, we end the magazine show this week. Join us next week for another interesting package. Good night.